Hello, everyone. I'm Sky, and today with me is Sebastian Ortiz. Welcome to the soundtrack of our lives. Sebastian will talk to us a bit about his journey creating music and his new single that just dropped today. But whenever you listen to this, it was on May 1st. Welcome, Sebastian. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the moment you realized that creating music was something you loved and you wanted to do.
I guess it was sometime around when I was 12, maybe like in sixth grade. And I didn't really feel like there was a moment where it's like, oh, this is what I want to do. It was, I was playing the guitar. And just the fact that I played guitar, it was almost like, okay, you play guitar, you're going to be a musician now. That was kind of the plan for a long time. I took a lot of music classes up until high school, but I ended up going to school for business instead of music. But even going to school for business, I was doing so much music and I wasn't studying for my business classes, and I'd be doing music all the time instead. So I don't know. I guess, yeah, there was a little deviation, but I guess all along I did kind of know it was going to be music.
Okay. So why do you go to school for business instead of music?
Oh man, that's a conversation. That's I guess with my parents, they would have really liked me to have a secure
Okay.
career, something that they know is going to get me a job, pay the bills. Colombian parents, they're like
Yeah.
maybe way more traditional. And at the time, it seemed like a good idea to me too. You're 17 years old, you're not really thinking so far in advance. You're not so set in what it is you want. So I was like, yeah, sure. But pretty quickly, I realized that wasn't what it was. But I stuck through with it anyway.
I think that's a common thought about studying music. I went to school for music. I
Yeah.
graduated music and then I went for music production, but it was always something I mentioned from maybe when I was in like 8th grade. But I was told, like you said, is it gonna be secure? Is it gonna be like a good way to find a job? How are you gonna, pay the bills and all that? I think I was lucky that my parents were okay with it and like obviously help pay for school and all that. But I can
Sure.
also see it happen. Like you said, more of Colombians are very traditional. Almost like you almost end up studying something that is also in your family somehow. Like your uncle has the same career, or your aunt or your father. Like that's something very typical out there.
Yeah, or even something that they wish they would have done, because I know
Yeah.
mom tells me a lot. It's like, oh, if I knew what I was doing back then, I would have studied finance. I would have made so much money. He's an engineer, so it's not like he's making a bad living. Yeah, it's interesting how parents can kind of push their dreams on you and not really kind of let you be your own person. But I
Yeah.
guess that's what growing up can be for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So your new song, Every Day She Comes Back,
Yes.
that just dropped out today. Well, first of all, congratulations on the release.
Thank you
And
very much.
also, what can you tell us about this song, the inspiration behind the song, and what was the process of writing this song?
Yeah, the inspiration for this song was about a girl, someone I was pretty into for a while. We were in a relationship and we broke up, and it was very hard for me to get over her. And I thought about her for a pretty long time, almost obsessively, some would say. And she just kept on running in my mind. I would be having dreams about her. I guess one morning in particular, I write every day, or I try to write every day, try to make it a habit. So on one particular day, I had a pretty vivid dream, and it was this song. The melody and the chords came out pretty quickly for this one, I guess more quickly than most. And this just happens sometimes when I'm writing songs. Sometimes it just come out organically. Sometimes you have to work on them a lot. But for this one, it was came out pretty quickly. And yeah, that's what I wrote then ended up being the main melody and lyrics for the song.
Okay. And where does your sound comes from? Because it's very different and very unique from what we're listening right now.
Yeah,
Or from what we hear right now in like everywhere.
I'm curious to ask, what do you hear in it, and then I can tell you. I want to hear. I'm curious to hear what you hear.
First of all, it was very surprising to me, the type of music you create. Also, your voice, it was something I was not expecting. It sounds almost like it doesn't match with you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like, and not in a bad way, obviously not in a bad way, but it sounds like it's a guy a lot more or much older than you. Your voice obviously very strong, very powerful. And it kind of sounds like the song has a sound from like, I don't know, maybe like 40 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of those vibes, which like nowadays everything tries to, a lot of the songs sound very similar, even if they're made from different people, because it's like what's trending or what's going on. So why going with a sound completely different of what's trending, if that makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess that's just the music that I like.
Okay.
I listen a lot of my, I guess my core fundamental foundational music is a lot of this older stuff like Beatles. They're my absolute favorite musicians of all time. They're the reason I play music. I used to be known as the Beatles kid in the 6th grade, and I was so annoying about it. Like I can make any sentence you talk about relate to the Beatles, and I was annoying, but whatever. And yeah, I like a lot of that music. This one in particular, I was listening to Iggy Pop, his album Lust for Life, a lot at the time. That has a pretty distinct color for me with the slightly overdriven vocals and this guitar kind of punk, like a produced punk sound for like 70s punk sound. So that was what I was going for with this. I guess that's just what the song sounded like to me. Yeah, and I just like this type of production, this kind of music a lot. And for the vocal too, that was a little bit inspired by the Strokes as well. I love when he has that little overdrive, the little bit of yes, I don't know if that's actually clipping or if that's just they put a plugin on that.
Yeah.
At some point it was clipping, but probably a plugin now. But yeah, I love that tone, that color that his vocals have. And it's pretty funny that you say that my voice doesn't match to me, that I sound older. I remember I was seeing my friend play at a gig, and then I was talking with the band after. I told him that I'm 23. I'm turning 24 this month. Like, you're 23? You look a lot older than 23. You look like you pay bills. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say you look old, but you were, at least how this song sounds and how you're singing it, your voice sounds like a lot more mature. Like it feels like I'm gonna talk with someone like a lot older, if that makes sense. But
yeah,
obviously not in a bad way. Not that it's bad. It's just like surprising.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, and how is your songwriting process? Do you have like any rituals maybe to write or any specific process?
No, so honestly, the past few months, I haven't been super good about writing, but what I can tell you from when I was writing this song, I had a pretty consistent habit time. I would get up pretty early in the morning, like 5:30, 6 in the morning, and like in the 2-3 hours before I had to log online to work, because I work remote, I would write a song, work on production, do something like this. I guess no real ritual. I would have my tea there in the morning at my desk, and it just kind of comes out.
Okay.
Maybe begin with the guitar first, but I don't really remember. It could be the melody first, lyrics first, chords first.
Okay. So it's kind of like just going with the flow with whatever you're feeling that day.
Yeah.
Or whatever's happening. Okay.
Or less.
Okay,
and if it's something I like that I wrote a few days ago, I try to work on it again and just kind of develop it a little more. And then let me explain. So yeah, I first have the song with my guitar. I write the lyrics. I write the melody. I record on the voice memo. Maybe I'll take like a half hour, 2 hours doing this. Then I'll let that sit, marinate for a little while. And then if I like it, I'll go back into my DAW, use Logic, and I'll try to get a little demo out of it. And I worked on that for a bit. And for this project, it was the first time I was working with this producer. His name's Jacob Leventhal, and he's amazing at what he does. I'm so happy I found him. He's really, really good. Yeah, I showed him a few songs, and I showed him this one and another one, which will be coming out later this summer, hopefully. But I showed him these two, and yeah, he liked them, and yeah, he took my demo and he took it to a different place, much better, much more developed.
Okay, it's really nice. Was it easy to work with someone new to produce one of your songs and being able to explain kind of the sound that you wanted to achieve with the song?
Yeah, well, not with everybody, but with him, it was very easy. With the last single before this, Growing Pains, I did that one with my friend. It wasn't easy. He lived like a half hour away, and I would be going there like 3 days a week, and it took us like 6 weeks to finish the song. I mean, like looking back on it, it was a fine experience, but after working with this new producer, Jacob, like we finished this song so fast. I went to his place 2 or 3 times and he finished it like that. It was such a different experience. He was able to really get everything very quickly. So he's a producer basically for a living now. When I started working with him, it was like when his career was really starting to pick up as a producer. And since he does it all day, he just knows how to do it. So yeah, I showed him the song. I told him some basic ideas, and we would put down my basic ideas. But along this, he would tell me to do like, do a little lick here, do a little bit of this here. Yeah, he would just really do a lot of recommendations, and I would tell him some things, and it'd be a pretty cool collaborative process. A lot of it was maybe like 50% of the production was me, and the other 50% was him, just like putting things on top of what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I think it's always great to have like a second person helping the project or working on it as well, because it can expand the ideas and kind of make it better.
Yeah, I love it. I'm working with him again for a new project, so hopefully later.
Okay.
You'll be hearing it. But yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Is there any theme that you haven't approached with your songwriting so far, but that you really would like to explore later on?
Yeah, definitely. There's one theme that I've been beginning to explore lately in my writing. Actually, there's a few themes. I've been writing a lot. I think I write so much, but so little that actually ever comes out. And I think everything that's out is it's like love for really introspective kind of things. I guess family is something I'd like to write about. Love for for my parents, for my grandparents. I don't know. It's not a very sexy thing to write about, but they mean a lot to me. I'd like to write something about them. Also, time and death, kind of dark.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's such a weird life that we have.
Yeah.
And I think about time so much. I started working on this song about time. That's one that I'd really like to release. We'll see.
Okay. And how was it? Obviously, like we talked before, your parents are Colombian. I'm guessing you grew up in a house where you guys spoke Spanish as well. How was that? How is it writing for you in English? Have you ever written a song in Spanish, or do you have any plans of doing it?
Yeah. I've written a few songs in Spanish. I can't say they were very good. I've written a few poems too, but I do like to cover songs in Spanish. For example, a song that's become a pretty good staple of my set is Nuestro Juramento. You know it?
Okay.
Yeah, the Julio Jaramillo. I do that one, but I do it in a very different style. I do it like in a surf rock kind of thing. And that one always goes over so well because people who know it are like, is that what he's playing? And because it just sounds so weird. It's like fast. Well, the real song is a slow ballad. So that's
yeah
that I play.
Oh.
Maybe some Shakira. I do some Juanes every now and then. I'm working on the Shakira cover for some live shows I've got coming up.
So is there like a possibility for you to try to remake your English songs in Spanish? Like, have you thought about it? Have you tried it?
I haven't thought about it until now. That's a really good idea. That never crossed my mind because it reminds you of the Beatles. Because they used to have a German audience. They came up in Germany, so they had like 2 or 3 songs that they released in German also. So it's the Beatles singing "She Loves You" and Gerard says "Sie liebt dich," yeah. "Komm, gib mir deine Hand," something like that. I want to hold your hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be. I never thought about that, but yeah, that'd be really cool.
It'll be interesting. I feel like maybe you could have some very interesting public back in Colombia.
Yeah, definitely. I just rewrite the lyrics and do the vocals again, but there's nothing else besides that I need to do.
Yeah, absolutely. The music is there, so
yeah,
a little bit of work with writing the lyrics in Spanish so they sound good.
Yeah, no, that's such a good idea. Thank you.
So what part of writing music do you enjoy the most? Is it writing the lyrics or is it like making the music?
It depends on the mood that I'm in. Some parts definitely come easier to me than others. Like the music, it's just like, I guess, talking about like, the guitar or bass parts, writing the chords. That tends to come pretty easy, and it's not hard for me to think about that. So I guess in its own way, that's fun. But when writing lyrics, that's when I feel where I find out more about myself, about how I view the world. Because when I sit down to write lyrics, it's almost like I'm trying to figure out some problem that's in my head. And it's like, I don't even know that I have the problem, right? You know what I'm trying to figure out. I sit down to write it. I'm going through some strong emotions, and at the end of the song, it's like, oh, so that's how I'm feeling. So it kind of unlocks a little something. The lyrics, really working on lyrics, I think, can be a very, very rewarding songwriting process. It's hard. It's not easy because it's so personal.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most rewarding part. It's the lyrics.
Yeah. Are you ever, or have you ever been scared of putting these songs out because your lyrics are so personal?
Yeah, yeah. with especially with this song and another one I've got coming. Actually, the past two or three, actually, no, a lot of them have been pretty personal. Now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, one of them I even say the girl's name, so that one's like,
Yeah. So you grew up with different music styles because your culture, the place where you grew up, obviously in Colombia, there's so many different types of music. So I'm guessing you got to hear from like salsa to like classical music, I guess.
yeah.
So how do you feel that has affected your own style?
I guess I feel I can tap into a diverse palette of genres and emotions.
Okay.
One that I've really been liking a lot, or that I've liked a lot since I got more into it on my own, are boleros.
Okay.
I guess like Julio Jaramillo, Olimpio Cárdenas, Los Panchos, Los Visconti. That style is so beautiful to me. The lyrics, it's something so simple about it, but it's so somber. Just really cuts straight to my heart. I don't know how to put it. I think that's a really nice thing. And I don't know if there's really anything in English that kind of cuts to me the way these songs do. It's almost like some Garfunkel, but like a lot. And
yeah.
and I love that so much. And with salsa, reggaeton, I not always, but I like to give my songs a little bit of a dance beat when I can. I love to have people dance. The last few songs I haven't, but I think going forward, I really would like to experience a little more with music people can dance to.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess my mom used to take me to the New York Philharmonic when I was young. They had this thing called the Young People's Concerts. I remember going there a few times. And I didn't really understand anything. And we appreciate like, oh, this is New York Philharmonic. It was just like, oh, like I went to listen to classical music. But I think from a young age, she instilled me this love of music and of classical music that I carry with a lot of music I make, because I tried to use kind of weirder chords and some inversions and this kind of thing. And yeah, so I guess maybe those are some ways where we're cut into my music.
That makes sense. It will be interesting to see you try with other styles, other type of music.
Yeah,
like you were saying.
I'm writing a song now. I don't know if it's gonna come out, but it's in a weird time signature. It's like a house disco beat, but it alternates between 3/4 and 4/4.
Okay.
And it's sounding pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that one. I don't know if it's gonna come out. Hopefully it'll be a good one, because I need some dance music out there. I need
that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. So what would you say is your biggest dream right now as an artist?
It's a good question. There's so many dreams. To like to be able to do music full time. That's the dream. To have enough of an income. It doesn't have to be a big income, just enough to where I can just, not have to do a part-time or do my full-time job and just focus on music. I can be scraping by, but if I could be doing music, that would be such a fulfilling life. And then I could put all my energies into it instead of like have half my brain thinking, oh, I need to do this for work, or like, oh, how am I going to do this? I could just have it all on music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess that's my biggest dream / goal, if you want to call it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big dream for everyone in the music industry, is just being able to make the music or whatever job you're doing in the music industry your full-time job, and not have to like have multiple jobs to be able to survive.
Yeah, because just your brain gets so scattered. You're thinking about so many things.
Yeah.
And you don't get to give music the full focus that it needs. You're just thinking about other things. You just can't give it your all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like it just sucks having to have like other job that is not something you really want to do. Also, just getting started in the music industry is so hard.
So hard.
so hard.
So much of it is about who you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be meeting some cool people. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd really like to get a lot more into production.
Yeah.
A lot. My production has been okay, but if I can produce for other people, that'd be a lot of fun. Like for example, I guess another one of my dreams that I have is dreams/goals is let's see, to produce for other people and
Yeah.
in the way like David Bowie. So I have a lot of people that I look up to, a lot of artists. David Bowie is one that I really look up to because in addition to his wildly prolific solo career, he also produced for so many artists like Iggy Pop, Lou
Yeah.
Reed, and he would have his sonic stamp on these records, and it would be a Lou Reed song with Lou Reed lyrics and Lou Reed melody, but it would be with David Bowie's production on it. And he has 2 albums that he produced, one for Lou Reed and one for Iggy Pop, and they both sound so. There's just that David Bowie touch to it. You can just even
Yeah.
the cover art itself, it looks like a David Bowie. Like, oh, David Bowie was here. I would love to do
Yeah.
something like that.
Absolutely. I can definitely relate to that dream of being able to produce for other people.
Yeah.
Like obviously I think it's just like I don't think I've ever seen myself as being the musician and being on the spotlight the whole time. But I just love I love like talking to people, doing the podcast has always also like been a big dream. But being able to produce for other people and bring the music they have in their mind to life is something that you cannot compare with. Like when they tell you like, oh, I would love to have this like keys over here or have this sound, and then you like start putting it all together and it starts sounding like something they wanted to hear or they were like thinking about. That I feel like that feeling is not something you can compare with something else.
Yeah. No. What kind of genres do you produce?
Well, I think I've done a little bit of everything because sometimes I have had to. Sometimes it's just like what I want to. But I don't know. I feel like I like to mix stuff like, like genres. Like it can be pop, but it can be a little bit indie, but it can be a little bit house. Like I just love to explore different sounds. And if it goes together, then I mean, why not?
Yeah, no. Where can I listen to your music? I'd love to give it a listen.
Yeah, of course. I can look for. I haven't opened a project in a few months, but I definitely can send you something.
Yeah, send me something. I'd love to listen.
Do you also like? What do you do for work? Are you working currently in like a record label?
Yeah.
Or doing something else?
Yeah, I'm working. Well, I will be leaving soon. I
Okay.
will be leaving the record label soon. But I work at a label. It's called Deep Root Records. It's house music.
Okay.
Specialize in Afro house, but do all types of house. It's based in New York. They do a bunch of events, and recently they've been programming events in all over the world. We had an event for Miami Music Week at the W Hotel, which is huge, and we're putting together an event in Lisbon, Portugal, and there's gonna be like a Colombian tour next year. They're doing things like all over the world. They're pretty cool stuff, and we've got our biggest artist. His name's Francis Mercier. He's an Afro house artist, and he's actually my boss. And his career is going really well. It's really cool to see the contracts come in, the booking, and how this kind of back end of the industry looks like.
Yeah. So do you feel like working in a record label has helped you somehow as an artist, or how has it affected you so far?
Yeah, it's definitely helped. Mostly seeing the mindset and breaking an artist and how much real investment goes into it. Like it's, they're putting real money into artists. They're, with photo shoots or with publicists or promotion. It's real money going into promoting a song. It's, for these artists, it wasn't like one day to the next they just have to get popular. It was like, no, this artist put in like 10 years of their work before they even got anything. But then, after a certain tipping inflection point, their career blows up. But what was behind this, like 7-10 years of hard grinding work. So that's something that I've been able to learn with labels, the mindset and the real investments needed. And also seeing kind of the deals, I guess, like production agreements, like, I'm not going to get, someone's not going to try to win me, or I don't know how to say it without cursing.
I get it. It's very interesting that you say that, you see a lot of artists putting into a lot of work for, 5, 7, 10 years till they finally like get to the point where they're recognized or they're like famous, I guess you want to put it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well known, or they're selling enough, whatever. For me, it has always been interesting when they get an award or something like that, like favorite new artist or like new artist, something like that. But it's like, is it new for you or new for who? Because this person has been making music for so long.
Yeah.
And so it's like those years don't count, or like what happened there? I feel like there should be a different type of recognition in the music industry for people that have been working for so long in the music, but were just able to make it after so many years.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But yeah, I think it's because you see so many people who, or I guess the story is at least shown this way, where they, oh, they made it when they were this young. They had it happen this quick. But there's so much work that goes into it. Like and even if they are young, well, how long were they doing it before that? It's so much that goes into it.
Yeah,
there's really that many overnight stories, as many as we believe we make.
Yeah, I agree. What is one of the biggest challenges that you have faced so far in the music industry, and how have you dealt with that?
Yeah, honestly, like I was in this band called Earl Grey, and I put my whole life into this thing. I had a pretty nasty breakup to go, and I'm not going to go into the reasons why, but that was a very, very hard time.
Okay.
So I guess lies being said, accusations, and all this, and that was very scary. But at the same time, that was probably the biggest challenge, is like, navigating that, getting out of it. At the same time, being the biggest challenge, I feel that was also one of the best learning experiences in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And since that breakup, I feel like my career has been going so much better. I feel so much more confident in what I'm doing. It's almost like they were a weight pulling down on me. I hope they're listening to this. Oh, good.
I mean, it's okay to be honest. Like, it's okay to, like, sometimes you just realize that it wasn't your place to be, or something bigger was waiting for you. So
yeah, it's because I was putting in so much work, but it was so hard. It's like it's like 70%, 80% of the songs are mine, but there were like all these hurdles I had to jump through. It's like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I was just like, I'm being stopped in so many ways, but I'm putting in so much energy. Why is this going on? And then since breaking up, I've just been able to, you know what? I want to do this. I can just do it. I don't ask anybody about it. I can book the whoever I want. I could work with the producer I want. I don't have to ask anybody for anything.
Yeah,
I guess the
absolutely.
that I felt since then has been really good, and it's really, I guess, pushed me to be more risk taking. Not risk taking, maybe risk taking. Yeah, more risk taking in decisions that I face, and if I'm scared of doing something, I'll measure the risk. But a lot of times you're scared, but it's just fear and nothing more than fear, and it'll be a really good decision. Like, for example, I just I'm leaving my job. I don't feel this is the right role for me, and it's going to be hard, but this feels like it was a good decision. I already feel so much more mental space in terms of producing music, and in my career, I feel I've been able to be more focused since then. I will need an income, so we're working on that, but God willing, I'll have something very soon, and I'm really, really excited for the future.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's exciting if you're able to like follow your dreams and being able to do what you feel you are meant to do. Because I feel like there's nothing worse than doing something that you feel out of space, like you feel out of your zone, out of what you are supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it felt like. My grandpa passed away a few weeks ago, and that was pretty impactful for me. I was very and I'd never seen death so up close before. And I guess since seeing him then and reflecting to now, it's like, that's going to be me one day. I'm going to be dead. I can't be doing these things that aren't who I am. This life is too short to be in a position you don't like. You're not going to die if you leave your job. It's not like, things might be hard, but you're not going to die. And that's something that I love a lot in making difficult decisions, risky decisions. It's like, okay, it's not going to cost me my life. Most of the time, it's not going to cost me my life.
Yeah.
And that's the most precious thing we have. So there's so many things with society, like money and this and social.
Yeah.
That makes it really hard to take decisions. But I think I think especially as an artist, if you consider yourself an artist, it's kind of weird to talk about yourself that way. But it's almost like people look up to you for this kind of idealistic kind of thinking. It's like, oh, you really can do that kind of thing. You don't have to be scared. It's like, I remember I was talking with my roommates. He's like, you're going to be pursuing music full time. This was 2 years ago when we were graduating from college. And she was like, for now, yeah. She was like, wow, like I could never do something so risky.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting to think about that. It's like, I don't really see anything risky about it.
Yeah.
It's because she has a very secure job. She's a speech pathologist, but it's I don't know what's risky. It's like, it's not like I'm in the jungle and there's wild coming after me.
I can definitely relate to what you're saying and realizing that life is for you to do what you want to do and what you want to work on. And probably I don't know, I probably will edit some of this out, but my grandma like passed last year as well, so I can relate to the feeling of losing someone. But when she passed, I was here in the States, so I was not able to say goodbye or, like see her again.
That's so hard.
But when I made the decision to move here, to work and to being able to stay here and do everything, I realized that there were things that were going to happen and I was not going to be able to be part of for some time. And I was also involved in like a car accident last year.
Oh man.
And I was like, damn, like life is really just like that. Like obviously like nothing happened to me and I was very, very lucky that nothing happened. But I was like, damn, what if like that was my last moment on earth and I didn't achieve anything of what I wanted to do just because I was scared of maybe my parents, what I was scared of telling them like, yeah, I don't want to live anymore with you guys. I want to move out. I want to, follow certain dreams. Like it's so hard and I feel like people don't understand the amount of things. I feel like maybe that's the risky part, being able to follow your dreams. People usually see it as risky because they were told that you're supposed to study, get a job, get a family, get kids, and then you die.
Yeah.
And be secure the rest of your life,
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's not the life I was meant to live. Like that's not, I don't know, like life is not to be just one straight path that you're supposed to follow. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like, it's not a linear thing. It's like you need to follow these steps.
Yeah, no.
I had a gig this past weekend. I was playing bass for my band, not for my band, for my friend's band, and his guitarist. We were at his guitarist's place rehearsing there, and his dad's a pilot, and his dad was telling me about a co-pilot he had for a flight. Apparently, this guy, he was like a touring keyboard player for like 10 years or something. And then he was like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going to be a nurse now. So then he was a nurse for like another 10, 15 years. Like, I think I'm up with that. I'm going to be a pilot now. And now he's a pilot for a commercial airline. And that was so inspiring to me. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
He just made he had 2 careers. And who knows what he's doing next. But that's just like, it's like, wow, you really can do all that with one life.
Yeah.
Musician, nurse, pilot. That's so cool.
Yeah, no. And I love to see when people are able to, decide or take the risk somehow to do what they want to do and follow the dreams they have. Because like I said, like so often we're so scared of like, oh my God, like, but what, like I need this job for an income, or what if I don't have the success I want to have, but what if, like, it's better if you try that if you are wondering the rest of your life, like, what if I've done that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's inspiring. It's definitely inspiring to see people do that.
Yeah, so with the boom that is happening right now with AI and how it has been affecting art and music and all this, how do you see this? Like, could you see AI being a great tool for music production and for artists, or do you see it more as I don't know how to put this, something against the music industry or artists out there?
I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. I think with things, I don't think anything's ever really extremely good or extremely bad. There's usually a balance in the middle where it tends to fall. I think it's going to be generally a good thing. There's going to be the downsides, of course, like with any technology, but I think it's going to be another great tool to add to your tool set, to your toolbox. All right, that's what they say. Yeah, like I remember when I first started using ChatGPT, I was like, oh my God, I can write these ridiculous stories, and like I would say, like write a story with Hulk Hogan falling in love with my girlfriend, but like, yeah, it was me. And it was like, it would write it like a whole story. It's like, okay, but now make it rhyme. And then it would make it rhyme. And it was just incredible. It's like, oh, I can really do all these things, but it was lacking the human element. But I think in the way that I've used it, it can be really good to generate ideas. So many more things you could do with it that I haven't even begun into. But I think it's gonna be pretty useful. I don't think anything's ever really gonna replace our human mind or human creativity.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we're not at that point with AI yet where it can replace it, but up until now, it seems like everything you listen to is like, oh, it sounds cool, but it lacks the heart,
the human touch.
Human touch, and it's like you can't say it's like, oh, it needs to have this kind of melody. Oh, it's because it's not doing this. There's just something intangible, I think,
absolutely,
that AI can't replicate, because at the end of the day, it's just algorithms and this and that, but our brain has everything in it. It's ridiculous, because like we see, we hear, we touch, we feel, we feel time passing. There's so many things that we feel, and there's our entire life, and all of us are different, and that's what makes things interesting. You put two heads together, you're gonna make something amazing. So I don't think AI can ever do that. Maybe it'll make music that AI likes, right? Maybe. But not for us humans, I think. Yeah.
Just have to see where that goes. Just think it's crazy right now what's happening.
Yeah.
And people creating music with different voices, and
my friend was telling about that. He's a software engineer, and he knows I'm a big Beatles fan. He's like, bro, like they just released a Paul McCartney data set. I'm like, what do you mean? You can have literally anybody featured on your song. And then he explained to me in whatever the code was, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. But I don't know. I think if I see that, I just like, it's like a cool little toy, but it's fake, It's not actually Paul McCartney singing on it. It's what data thinks Paul McCartney sounds like, but it's gonna be actually him. That's like, everybody knows that's not actually Paul McCartney. It's not the real thing. It doesn't have a real factor to make it something cool.
And I mean, and it's not like you're just gonna feature this Paul McCartney on your song, because then like there's a lot of legal stuff involved.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't even know where that begins.
Yeah, that will just be crazy. Okay, so before you finish off, I have 2 more questions.
Sure.
So you have an EP that you're working on. It's supposed to come out this year. Is that right?
Hopefully, yeah. If things go well.
So there's no date yet for this EP. It's just kind of like on the works.
Yeah, if there's gonna be a date, I'd say fall.
Okay.
Yeah, fall.
Interesting. Okay, so to finish off, what is the soundtrack of your life?
What does that mean?
So yeah, I don't know. What's the soundtrack of your life? It could be a song, 5 songs, something that music, or maybe sounds that just describe your life or that represent your life.
Oh man, give me a second. There's 2 songs that come to mind right now. There's definitely more. The first 2 that come to mind are the first one, maybe it's because I've been listening to a lot of disco lately. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Okay. Just something about that, staying alive, just like, it just almost makes you feel like impenetrable. Yeah. That's what we're all doing here. Oh, it's like as funny as that song is, or, as stereotypical or whatever you want to call it. It's, and I think the staying alive message is something we can all relate to. It's something I can relate to. That's what we're all doing. We're just staying alive. We're grooving to life. It's like, I guess this is it. Yeah. And another song that I love is Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles. I think that's probably one of my favorite records ever. Just such a beautiful song. The production, the lyrics, the melody. It's so dreamlike. And every time I listen to it, I feel like I'm transported to the strawberry fields, whatever that magical place is like. And I think that's where I'd like to be. Okay. It's very interesting. Okay, well, that was it. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much, Sky. Thank you, Sebastian, for coming and talking to us. It's been a pleasure. We are so excited to see everything you are creating. And for our listeners, go check Sebastian's music and make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at STO Lives Podcast. Thanks for joining us.